Okay, friends, so like I said in today's lesson, we are going to be making a color wheel lion, and our color wheel is going to be our lion's mane. So the first thing we need is we need to get something to trace that's not going to take our whole paper. So I have this bowl. It's a plastic bowl, so it's good to trace. And I'm going to put it up towards the top of my paper. If you notice, I'm still leaving some space there. And I'm going to hold the center. I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to go all the way around it. Make sure I got a nice dark line. And that is going to be our mane. Now inside of here, we're going to take a cup. Let's see. That seems a little big. What about the smaller end? Yes. So I'm going to take my cup and try to put it as close as I can into the middle. So I'm using things that I found around my house to trace. So I would suggest for you to find some items that your parents say are okay to trace to make the face of our lion. It'll help us be more successful if we have things that we can trace. And remember, try to make it so that the bowl doesn't take up all of the paper. I have a different bowl that I use sometimes when I'm making circles, but this bowl is going to take up my entire paper, and I want to be able to draw a lion's body. So I chose a smaller bowl, and I used the smaller side of the cup. So I put it just like this and traced around it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some ears. So over here on both sides of our lion, so whatever we put over here, we're going to put on this side of our lion. So we're going to draw like a lowercase n or upside down U on both sides of our line to create ears. We're going to do a double one. So we have the inside of our lion's ears. And it's perfectly okay that that's not perfect. Now down here, we're going to draw a smaller circle, but don't make it too teeny tiny. You want to draw a circle that looks like this, kind of like more like an oval almost. Oops, I made a mistake, and that's okay because I can erase that and fix that later. I'm not worried about that being perfect. Okay, now inside here, I'm going to draw a triangle because that is my lion's nose. I'm going to come over here and draw a little curly Q up and a little curly Q up to make a cat face. You probably already know how to do that. Up at the top here, I'm going to just draw a line. This is a horizontal line, and I'm going to draw two diagonal lines from the nose up there to make the bridge of the nose. Now, if Miss Ottenreith is going too fast for you, you can always rewind the video and start over. Okay, so then our lion's eyes are going to be closed. So we're going to draw just two U shapes again. So these are just a lot of curved lines. So that's our little lion's face. Now, this is where things can get tricky. And when I say things get tricky, we have to pay attention to where we are putting our lines. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to draw a vertical line. So vertical lines, when we're drawing vertical lines, they're the lines that go up and down. So our paper right now is vertical because it is taller than it is wider. If I turn it this way, this would be a horizontal paper, but we're making a vertical picture today. So we're going to draw a vertical line. We're going to draw from the top of our lion's head to the top of his mane, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And then we're going to take that and we're going to follow right underneath his little chin, and we're going to draw another line going to the bottom of our circle. Okay, so that was the easy one. This is where things get a little tricky. So make sure you're paying attention. So we're going to start, we need to divide our circle into smaller portions. So right now we have it divided in half. And we can't go half again like this because remember we're having 6 different colors. So we have primary and secondary. So if we divide it like this, then we only have 4 sections and it's not going to be even. So let's start and look at our diagonal lines. So we're going to make what looks like an X, but we're not going to draw through our lion's face. So we're going to start at this bottom corner here. We're going to draw a diagonal line right up here. So if you want to, you can do this. So let's make a mark right here and a mark right here, because we're going to try to draw a diagonal line here, just so that we remember the direction of our line. So we're going to start here and we're going to start drawing. And when we reach our line's face, we're going to pick our pencil up, drag our hand, and continue drawing. And it's okay if we don't meet that line up perfectly. We have a really good diagonal line. Now let's do the same thing on this side, where we make a little mark on this side of the circle and mark on this side of the circle. And you can either draw up like we did last time, or you can drag it down. So I'm going to go down this time, and I'm going to stop at my line's face, pick my pencil up, drag my hand across my paper, and continue my line here. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sections for all 6 of our primary and secondary colors. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to draw our lion's body now, and I'm going to go a little bit slower on this part. So on the side of our circle, we're going to put our pencil right there. Maybe a little bit lower. How about right there? Yeah. So put your pencil about right there. And we're going to start with a curved line that's going to go almost to the bottom of our paper. So we're going to do a curved line out and stop. And then we're going to do a flat line and then stop. And then we're going to, this is our back foot. So we're going to curve up and then curve around. And remember, friends, you can always stop and rewind this video so that you're successful. Now I'm going to draw the front 2 legs, and I'm going to draw it to where it comes off from here and we connect it back this way. So I'm going to start over here on this part of the lion, put my pencil right about here, and I'm going to draw a curved line down, but not all the way down to the bottom, because I'm going to draw the foot this time. So I'm going to curve it out, bump it out, make a little foot, come back in. Maybe not that far. I can always erase my lines. Make a loop, lion foot. And I'm going to come up and go back down and connect to my foot. Now that's kind of a silly body for a lion, but that's okay. Off the back, we're going to make a wavy line, and we're going to make that a double wavy line because that's our lion's tail. Now, I talked about texture today in our lesson. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to draw the texture, and then I'm going to finish drawing texture in my lion, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So before I do that, I'm going to show you, we're going to make short little lines. We don't want to do too much texture in the lion's face, because if we do too much texture in the lion's face, we're going to lose all of the details that we created here. So short little lines, they don't have to be the same, and I'm just going around the circle of the lion's face inwards towards his features that we drew. And I'm just going to double that up a little bit, but I don't want to go too far in, like I said, because I don't want to lose my features. So I'm going to stop there. Now throughout the rest of the lion's body, I'm going to do that. But first, let's draw 1, 2, 3 for toes. 1, 2, 3 for toes. 1, 2, 3 for toes. Now I'm going to put texture in the rest of my body, and I'll show you that when I'm done. Now, if you notice, that didn't take me very long at all to do, because I didn't worry about where I was putting my lines. I just put quick lines throughout my whole thing. Now, don't color this yet. We're going to color this tomorrow. Okay? So that's all you're doing today. Tomorrow we're going to talk more about the colors and where they're placed and why in our color wheel, and we will do that tomorrow. Have a great day.